All right, so the last one we're gonna actually draw this together. Don't draw it without me yet. I just wanted to show you what the final product is because it tends to be prettier in the final product here. What we're focusing on in this picture is actually these duct systems. This is probably the most detailed little level of what we're studying this week that gets to be a little bit difficult, especially since the models and the pictures don't represent this super well. Take a look at the page one. Oh, okay. Just pull back to. Does everyone have your lab books? I have an extra one. If not, you're going to need it. I think everyone has it today. Take a look at page, thank you, 581. On page 581, this is probably the best representation of what we're drawing here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to draw in green is this curvature here. Who can tell me what the curve is? What is it? Duodenum. So go ahead and draw that. Remember that I said the duodenum is the most important part of the digestive system. So we really focus in by just pulling it out and saying it's here. Okay. The next thing we're going to draw is the pancreas. And you can kind of have the pancreas kind of pointing out this way. It's glandular tissue, you know. Remember, it's posterior to the stomach, so we're actually literally not even drawing the stomach in this case. And you can see when we do specific models of the pancreas, like the one that's up on this bench up there, you can actually see that the stomach is just completely removed. It's not part of this story. And then the next thing we're going to draw is that big old liver up above here. I'm going to try to draw it a little bit bigger. Soft triangle of the liver. And then go ahead and draw your gallbladder as well. Oh, look, that's upside down. Yeah, I have to draw it upside down. Why do I struggle with this so much? Okay. So now that we've drawn kind of these four structures, we've drawn the duodenum, we've drawn the pancreas, the liver, and the gallbladder, yes? Everybody with me? So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to draw these little ducts that we have here, and we're going to draw them in blue. So the first one we're going to draw is just a narrow tube that comes to and from the gallbladder that is called the cystic duct. Go ahead and take a look and orient yourself right now in the picture. This is the cystic duct. So that comes from the gallbladder. And then let's just go ahead and make our way over here to the pancreas. And we're just going to draw kind of a line going right down the center that is called the main pancreatic duct. Again, orient yourself inside of that picture, because these tubes are going to start to converge together, believe it or not. So we have a main cystic duct that's coming from the gallbladder, the main pancreatic duct coming from the pancreas. Now, the gallbladder stores something called bile. Bile, B-I-L-E, is a detergent that helps to break down fats, especially big globules of fat. The main pancreatic duct brings something called pancreatic juice from the pancreas, and eventually all of these things are going to be emptied into this tube here, into the duodenum. So now we basically just have to connect the structures with the duodenum. So first of all, we start up here in the liver. So we have tubes that are coming from the left and the right side of the liver that are called the right and left hepatic ducts, and they're going to marry together to create the common hepatic duct. There's tubes coming from these big lobes, the left and right side of the liver, that are going to marry together to create the common hepatic duct. And then what's going to happen is the common hepatic duct is going to marry together with the cystic duct to create the bile duct, which is very well known. If you've heard of nothing else, you've probably heard of the bile duct. So what the bile duct does, as its name implies, is it takes bile from the gallbladder and from the liver where it's manufactured, and it's going to bring it down into this direction in order that you can help to digest your fats. So again, the cystic duct leads from the gallbladder to and from the gallbladder. The common hepatic duct comes from the liver. Now, in terms of the digestive system, the part of this tube system that is most important is that both the gallbladder and the liver are involved in the production and storage of bile. So bile is produced in the liver, stored and concentrated in the gallbladder. That's the purpose of the gallbladder. And the reason it's green is that bile is actually green. Bile is green. And so when you want access to some bile because you've eaten some fats, you need to send it from the liver and from the gallbladder through the bile duct. Now, the main pancreatic duct here is going to send pancreatic juice, and the bile duct is going to send bile, and they're going to marry together to create a tube that is called the hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. So it's the marriage again. I mean, it sounds like a big word, but it's not that bad. What does the root hepato refer to? Hepato, the liver, right? So hepatopancreatic duct simply means a marriage between what's coming from the liver and what's coming from the pancreas. And then they're going to empty into the duodenum of the small intestine. And that's where they're going to do their work. The pancreatic juice from the pancreas helps to break down things like proteins, sugars, and amino acids, nucleic acids. And then of course bile is going to help to break down your fats. So in this way you have the ability to really target all of the different structures that you eat by taking all of these substances from these two things. And just so you know, there's also an accessory duct that comes from the pancreas that goes kind of that way.